Hello and welcome to another exam paper walkthrough. Today I'm going to be looking at the Edexcel half paper series, and I'm going to be looking at a foundation paper. I'm going to be looking at practice set 1A, and this is going to be paper 1, so the non-calculator. If you look at the description to this video, you will find a link that will take you to a Google Drive where you can download a copy of this paper. And there's also a QR code on the front which links to this very video. I would strongly recommend that you download a copy of you do a copy of the paper before watching the video, or alongside the video at least. And feel free to have some music on in the background. I have some music on right now while recording this video. If you find this video useful, please subscribe to my channel and stay in touch for other videos. Okay, so straight into question 1. So we're looking at ordering integers, including negative values. Starting with the smallest one on this list is -5. Let me just change my pen colour. I like to work in blue or red. So we're starting with -5, -3. Get rid of my negative numbers. We've then got 4, 6, and 9. Stick commas between them. There we go. Okay, question 2. Change 0.7 into a percentage. Well, that would be 70%. Question 3. The total cost of 2 pence is 60 pence. Work out the cost of 5 pence. So we can get 2 for 60 pence, which means that 1 pence, it would be 30 pence. So 5 pence would be 150 pence, or £1.50. Question 4. Here it is a picture of a stick. The stick is in 3 parts, A, B, and C. The total length of the stick is 30. The length of part A is 16. The length of part B is 9. Work out the length of part C. So in effect, I want to do 30 minus 16 plus 9, which is going to be 30 minus 25, which is going to be 5. So we go in 5 centimeters. And question 5. Anne works in a sandwich shop. This dual bar chart shows the information about sandwiches sold. We've got white bread, brown bread. Write down the total number of cheese sandwiches sold. So we have 6 white cheese and 6 brown cheese. So we've got 6 plus 6. So we've got 12 sandwiches. More white bread sandwiches were sold than brown bread sandwiches. Work out how many more. So I'm just going to do differences. So there's a difference of 1 there. There's a difference of 3 to 11. So there's a difference of 8 there. So we've got 1 plus 8. So we've got 9. And we could have worked out total number of white, total number of brown, and then subtracted them. But looking at the differences is just a quicker way of doing it. Question 6, we've got a couple of linear equations to solve. I would solve this one by minusing 3 from both sides. And that would give us x is equal to 9. And for this one, I would times both sides by 5, giving me y is equal to 50. Okay, question 7. Diagram shows a rectangle and a square. The perimeter of the rectangle is the same as the perimeter of the square. Work out the length of one side of the square. So I could work out the total perimeter of both of this shape and then divide it by 4 to get the perimeter of this shape. Or kind of in a similar way, what I'm going to say is that length plus that length is going to be equal to that length plus that length. And if I call that x, then I can say x is going to be equal to 8 plus 2 divided by 2, because we've got 2 lots of x. So that's just going to be 5. That seems very short working for 4 marks. I've just looked at the mark scheme now. They've not really spotted that quicker version. Well, they have actually. Yeah, it seems quite generous, but there we go. That is still 4 marks. Okay, question 8. Menu in a cafe. Meal is a starter and a main course. One possible is soup and chicken, or SC. Charlie wants to choose a meal. Make a list of all the different meals she can have. One's been done for you. So that's saying that's S, that's M, C, F, and O. Then we can just use letters. So we've done soup and chicken, so our next one would be soup and fish, followed by soup and omelette. And those are all my options, starting with soup. And then I'm going to switch to melon. And I could have melon and chicken. I could have melon and fish. And I could have melon and omelette. There we go. So I merely chosen at random. What is the probability that it is melon and chicken? So that is, we've got 6 options and only one of them is melon and chicken. So it's 1 out of 6. The cafe adds fruit juice as another starter. Charlie says now there will be 1 more meal to choose from. Show that Charlie is wrong. So now we would have fruit juice. So I'm not going to use F. So fruit juice I'm going to call J. So we would have 3 more choices. Choices: juice and chicken, juice and fish, juice and orange juice. Sorry, juice and oatmeal. So 9 now. Okay, Mr. Brown and his 2 children are going to London by train. The adult ticket costs £24. The child's tickets cost £12. Mr. Brown has a family rail card and it gives 1/3 off the adult price, 60% off the children's ticket. Work out the total cost of tickets that Mr. Brown uses when Mr. Brown uses his family rail card. So if we start with the adult first of all, so we've got 1/3 off the price, so we want 2/3 of the price. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 times by 2 is 16. So for the child's price, what I'm actually going to do is, if we've got 60% off, then so that's 60% off. Then we're trying to find 40% of the original price. I'm going to find split. So if I say 12 times by 4/10, so that's going to be 1.2 times by 4, which is going to be 4.8, and then we need to times that by 2 because that's the price of 1, so that's going to be 9.6. So in total we're looking at 16 plus £9.60 is going to be £25.60. Question 10. On the grid below, draw the graph of y is equal to 3x plus 2 for the values minus 2 up to 2. So I'm just going to make myself a bit more space here, or try to. Okay. So in theory, I can from values, or I could do it from properties, but table is going to be a little bit easier in some senses here. I don't normally do that. So if we say we'll do x first of all, x and y, we want, because we're trying to work out the axes. I know that I need to go minus 2 to 2, but I don't know about my y-axis at the moment, so that's why if I substitute these values in, when x is equal to minus 2, y would be equal to minus 6 plus 2 would be minus 4, and when x is equal to 2, that would create 6, that would be 8. Right, and then I'll do 0 as well, so that would be 2. So I want my x-axis to go from minus 2 to 2 and my y values to go from minus 4 to 8. If we look at the space I've got, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 across, and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 up. So I'm going to go, well, I need to go a range of 4, 8. So I'm going to go in 2s across, 2 squares for each one, and then to go up, I want to go up a total of 12. So I'm going to go up in 1s. So if I start there, I've got plenty of room actually, so I'm going to just bring that up slightly. I'm going to say that that's -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Don't need to go any more than that, and I'm going to go 1, 2, -1, -2. Right, can I put a ruler in? I can't. Alright, so I'm going to use a ruler just to draw those lines. Okay, so I can't really get a ruler on my screen. I'm using a ruler on my screen, so it's not technically a ruler, but it's a plastic ruler on top of my laptop screen, which will do. Okay, and I had my actually I've drawn that not quite where I wanted it. Okay, so there's my axes, and then I'm plotting in -2 and -4, so that's going to be there. 0 and 2, which would be there, and then 2 and 8, which would be there. And then I just join them with a straight line, and they should all go through the same point. There we go. And I'll just label that that's going to be my x-axis, and that's going to be my y-axis. And there we go. Okay, question 11. Translate shape P by a vector of 5 -2. So I'm going to pick a point to look at moving, and that's going to go 5 across. So 2, 4, 5, and it's going to go 2 down. So that point would move to there, and then all my other points would follow that pattern. So my shape is going to look like I'm trying to draw it with a ruler. I would have preferred an on-screen one, but there we go. So that's my shape. It doesn't tell us to label it anything, so I'm going to say that's going to be absolutely fine. Okay, describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So we're going from here, well, from here to here, from there to there. So we can see it has changed orientation, so it's been turned by 180 degrees. And if I join up a couple of like points, that gives us what's called the center of rotation. So this is 3 marks, so it's going to be a rotation of 180 degrees. And I don't need to state clockwise or anti-clockwise because 180 would be the same either way. So about the point, and then the center of rotation would be where my lines cross. So that's going to be 0, 1. Okay, question 12. The height h of a table is measured as 72 centimeters, correct to the nearest centimeter. Complete the following statement to show the range of possible values of h. So if it's been rounded to 72, then that means it's been rounded there instead of 71 or instead of 73. The smallest value that would be rounded to 72, we're saying, is 71.5, and the largest one would be 72.5, although technically we'd round that up, so we show that with the inequality symbols. So 71.5 and 72.5, and arguably we can put centimeters in, and there we go. Okay, question 13. Sasha carried out a survey of 60 students. She asked them how many CDs they each have. The table shows information about the number of CDs these students have. And then we've got our table of values. Write down the class interval containing the median. Well, if we've got 60, then technically speaking, the median would be found by doing 60 plus 1 divided by 2. So we're looking for, that would be 15.5. So we want to find out where the 15th and the 16th values are. So the first 8 are in this, so then the first 19 would happen before 9, so it's got to be 5 to 9. So the median is going to be the halfway in between the 15th and the 16th value. The first 8 values are 4 or less. The first 19 values are 19 or less. So the 15th and the 16th value are both in that range. So that's how we find the median. No, I've done that complete. I do apologise. I've explained that wrong. I've just spotted that myself. So the median is going to be halfway between the 30th. Well, it's going to be 30.5. So I'm actually after the 30th, and the 31st. So I found that wrong. So I'll carry on with that. So the first 19, the first 28. So the first 28 plus 14 is going to take me to 42. So the 30th and 31st are actually in this group here, 15 to 19. Apologies for that. Okay, on the grid, draw a frequency polygon to show the information given in the table. So to do that, I need to plot the mid values of each group against the frequency. So 2, 7, 12, 17, and 22. So I plot my first point at 2, 8. My second value at 7, 11. Then we've got 12 and 9. Then we've got 17 and 14. And then finally 22 and 18. And then I join these points up with straight lines. And there we go, that's my frequency polygon. Okay, and final question. Write down the value of 5 to the power 0. Anything to the power 0 is always going to be 1, so that value there is going to be 1. And then write down the value of 2 to the minus 1. Well, the minus 1 means take the reciprocal, so that's just going to be 1 over 2. And there we go, that's that paper. Okay, there we go. Just before I sign off, so this is all of the topics linked to the question numbers. So if, for example, you struggled the most on question 10, that was graphs of linear equations. This is also the chapter headings for this video, just for your independent study. So if you particularly struggle on one of these areas, that's where you can find your additional revision or focus your additional revision at. So thank you very much for your time in listening to this video. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, please type them in to the chat to this video and I'll get back to you pretty quickly. And again, subscribe if you like.